Oh, that was good. I've seen this before and I fell for it. Blockbuster.
And how is that supposed to prove to me you're not a Skrull?
That's a photon blast.
Skrull couldn't do that.
A Skrull can't do that.
Exactly. Come on, Nick Fury, keep up.
What?
I'm about to cry.
You take care of the suit, I'll take care of the music.
Oh, I love Led Zeppelin!
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-ga-da-da-ga-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. Bum, bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hey guys, what's going on? So today is the start of the final video in our Marvel series. It has been so fun filming this series for you guys. It has been a crazy ride. I have been wanting to film this series for months and months and months now, so I'm so happy to have finally been able to do it. I hope you guys have been enjoying. We are watching part 2 of phase 3, so the last 5 movies in phase 3. As I've stated multiple times in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, if you have not watched my phase 1 video, my phase 2 video, or my part 1 of phase 3 video, please go check those out before you watch this one, just so you can watch them all in order. Grab some popcorn, grab some dinner, whatever, just sit down and watch the others, because then this one will be so much more satisfying. But as I've mentioned in those, I am switching up the order in which I am watching part 2 of phase 3 just to make it a little more climactic for me. I want to be able to kind of end it off on Infinity War and Endgame. So the order I will be watching in is Ant-Man and the Wasp, then Captain Marvel, then Spider-Man Far From Home, then Avengers Infinity War, then Avengers Endgame. So we are starting with Ant-Man and the Wasp today. I've only seen this movie one time all the way through when I saw it in theaters. As I've stated with most of these Marvel movies, I'm a huge Marvel fan. Marvel's like my favorite world in the whole world of like movie franchise worlds. Like Marvel's my favorite. I've talked about it in multiple of my other Marvel videos, but I'm not one to rewatch stuff a bunch. So despite me being a huge fan of all these movies and all these characters, a lot of them I've only seen once all the way through. I am wanting to change that though. I want to put them on TV more and have them on in the background and stuff, just so I can have them on more. They're just such a big comfort to me, and I've just grown to love the world so much more in the past like 3-ish months. So I definitely want to have them on and be watching them way more than I have in the past. But anyways, so Ant-Man and the Wasp. This movie is so fun. I love this movie. I love Kate from Lost. I'm blanking on her name, Hope. I love her character finally like being in the suit and being Wasp and being on all these like missions or whatever with Ant-Man. I think that is what we needed in the Ant-Man sequel. I'm also so much more of a fan of Hope's hair in this movie. Her hair is, I think, just kind of more of her like natural hair, like the actress's natural hair. It's just like, obviously her hair like isn't naturally in a ponytail, but the way that I'm thinking of it in my head is like, oh, it's in a ponytail in this movie. Like I can't remember if she ever wears it down in this movie, but she has it grown out to like the actress's, I think, more natural cut, at least from what I know of her in Lost. I'm blanking on the actress's name, but her hair reminds me more of the actress's hairstyle in Lost, which looks very pretty on her. I feel like, I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but I feel like her hair in the first Ant-Man movie was a wig, the like bob. It seemed like a wig, and it didn't seem as natural on her, so I was really excited to see them scrap the whole short bob for the second movie and go to this hairstyle. Let's just jump right on in. I'm so excited to watch this movie again.
Mommy?
Is this another example of them de-aging in Marvel? Did they do some de-aging for this? Or maybe just really good makeup? But right, Michelle Pfeiffer is in this movie.
Goodbye, sweetheart. All right, we'll see you soon.
They definitely de-aged him, right? Michael Douglas. They totally de-aged Michael Douglas there. Michelle Pfeiffer, I think they could have easily just put some really good makeup on her, made her look younger.
Knowing she'd be lost in the quantum realm.
I still love the theory that the TVA in the Loki TV show is set in the quantum realm, or like is located in the quantum realm. Tonight's actually the night that episode 4 of Loki is coming out for me at 2 a.m. So I'm not too sure yet if that theory is right, but I want to believe it's right because I feel like it will tie it to Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that means that Loki could potentially be an Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Could your mother still be alive?
Spoiler, she is.
I think it's possible to bring her back.
Evangeline Lilly, that's her name. That's her name. I've been calling her Kate from Lost for months, not remembering her name. Could I have Googled it? Yes. Sometimes I just don't do things and I just continue not to do them. And that was one of those things, was Googling the actress's name. Evangeline Lilly.
Look, it's Anton. He'll show us the way. Anton, which way do we go?
Oh, it's like he's recreating his like superhero type mission stuff for a game for his daughter. That is the cutest thing. He is such a good dad.
Thanks, Anton.
That is so elaborate. They're in a huge thing of cardboard boxes and he has this friend helping out. That's so cute.
Tell me you brought the contact lens.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cute.
Perfect. Come on, Woo. I've got 3 days left.
It's Agent Woo from WandaVision. Whenever WandaVision first premiered, I had no memory of him being in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that was news to me. When everyone was like, oh, he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I was like, oh, right. I totally remember him.
And that was a violation of Article 16, Paragraph 3 of the Sokovia Accords.
So the Sokovia Accords are still a thing. Do they ever not become a thing anymore? Like post-Endgame or something? Like as of when Black Widow is gonna come out, or actually wait, scratch that, because Black Widow takes place after Civil War. As of the next movie to come out that's like post-Endgame, are the Sokovia Accords still a thing? Or did that just kind of end with Endgame and all of that mess?
How'd you do that?
Bye, Daddy.
I think how he did it was he had the cards already in his hand, and when he did that, he like put them in there. He like maneuvered it really well. I think. I am not too sure though. I'm usually terrible at identifying how magic is done.
We had a dream, we go traveling together.
I love Paul Rudd so much. I also love this. That was me at 13.
Hey, Hank. It's been a while. I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sorry for a lot of things.
So what did he do to make Hank and Hope so mad at him? Was it going to Germany?
Oh.
Oh, her hair is down at one point. It's not just in a ponytail. That's hilarious. It's gonna take her way longer to get home, but that's hilarious.
I'm sorry about Germany. They just showed up.
So it was Germany that made them angry.
We're still running. The house is gone, so is our freedom. How do you think he is?
Oh, it was also because it made them now wanted. Forgot about that part. Yeah, I would be mad about that too.
So, while you were relaxing at home, we were building this. It's a tunnel to the quantum realm.
Between 2 people and a bunch of ants, that is so impressive. Like, I know they've had a couple years to do it, but like still, that seems so complex.
Was it in a wardrobe?
No, it was in a tall dresser.
That is a wardrobe. That is so funny. He literally is taking everything they're working on with them in like in a mini little suitcase. It's so funny.
And yes, to planet before profit.
You know who he looks like? He kind of very vaguely looks like a young Jack Nicholson. It's very vague. Like it's not much of a resemblance, but it's the hairstyle and the forehead looks a little like Jack Nicholson to me. When I initially saw him, I thought it was a de-aged Jack Nicholson for like half a second.
Hold on, you gave her wings?
It's because she's so much cooler. She would know how to fight with wings. Like, don't get me wrong, Scott's a natural in the Ant-Man suit, but like, she was literally born for this. She's incredible.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Sonny.
Oh, our business isn't finished yet, Hope. I can assure you of that.
She looks so cool in her suit. She literally looks amazing. I'm obsessed with her suit. She looks so great. The itty bitty suit. It was so small.
You taught me that kick, remember?
Yeah, great form.
Those were the days. Whatever happened to us?
Not the time, Scott.
I was about to say, not the time. Y'all need to just get out of there. Get out of there. No time to reminisce. Oh my god, she's literally like blocking his vocal cords. That's such a funny name, ex-con, because they literally are ex-cons. Ex-convicts.
Awesome.
If only Cap could see you now.
Hilarious.
It's really impressive how they were able to like show Scott being so big and Hope being regular size and her being right up close to him and like messing with stuff, and it looked 100% realistic. Like the special effects or whatever with that was great.
You think you can stop daydreaming about my daughter long enough to get in my lab?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I think it's decided. I think Scott and Hope are my favorite kind of sort of couple in this franchise, along with Tony and Pepper. Like, they are right up there with them. I'm trying to think of other couples. Number 3 would be Wanda and Vision, or like, actually Wanda and Vision I think are number 1, and then Tony and Pepper number 2, and them number 3.
It's his heart. He needs his pills, please. He could die for... Come on. The Altoid tin. Wait.
Oh, that was good. I've seen this before and I fell for it. Oh, that was so great. That was genius. I was thoroughly convinced there. Hope and Hank are such a good team.
Oh, see, that's complicated. Because when I first met...
Yes. Yes. We're getting another Louis spiel. Louis has to do this in every Ant-Man movie. I don't know if we're going to get more than the 3rd one, but if he doesn't do this, then the whole movie's a waste. Throw the movie away if he doesn't do it.
I need to fix the algorithm.
Oh my god, it's the mom. The mom literally possessed him. So basically being in the quantum realm means that you can possess people in regular realm.
It wasn't a message you put in Scott's head, it was an antenna.
You know, I think Hope is one of my top 10 favorite MCU characters. I think she's up there. Her being Kate from Lost definitely aids in that, but I just am really a fan of her character and her dynamic with Scott Lang, and Scott Lang is also in my top 10, I think. Unexpected development, but I really think they're both in my top 10. I just need more of them. We better get so much more of them in phase 4 going into phase 5. Like, they better be here for a long time. Like, I don't want like, oh, one more movie and that's it for Hope and Scott. Like, no, I need more with them. I need as much of them as I got of Tony Stark and of Captain America, and of all of them, I need more with them.
Cassie, let the man get by.
But Daddy's super sick.
I'll see about that.
He says he doesn't want anyone else to get sick.
Cassie is such a real one, covering for her dad. That is so sweet.
So maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Well, she's made it clear that's about the last thing she wants.
Who?
Hope. Wait, who did you think?
Me.
You?
That is so cute.
I'd be a great partner.
Yes, she would be the best partner. Literally, Hope is the best. Hope is one of the best characters. She is just so good at everything she does.
I mean, what the dickens?
What the dickens?
We're doing this, Bill. Now.
I thought Ava was such an intriguing villain because she wasn't doing what she was doing just for being evil or anything. Like, her motive was entirely just trying to save her own life. Not many villains' motives are something like that. It's wanting to control the human population, take over, to rule, to destroy, you know, stuff like that. Revenge, stuff like that. But like, never like, hey, I'm about to die and I'm literally doing the only thing left to do to try and save my life. So I think that's just really intriguing.
Hold on.
Oh my god, Hope is so cool. She's so cool. What even is that creature? This movie is genuinely so great and so underrated in my opinion. I think it's as good as the first Ant-Man movie, and I think it's actually even better. Like, as I'm watching it here, just all of the awesome action we get with Hope. It's not just Scott in the action, like we get so much more. It just elevates this movie so much.
Hi.
Oh, that's badass.
Oh, she's so cool. I know I just keep repeating that over and over again, but literally that's what she is, and I just can't get over it.
How did he even have time to buy a ticket?
Yes? Oh, sorry. Somebody... Hey, come on!
Oh, the poor ants! No!
I'm gonna call you Antonio Banderas. You're a badass.
Antonio Banderas! I love that!
Oh, no. Antonio!
No, Antonio!
There it is. There's a breach.
What the?
How is he getting himself to look so much like a whale there? Like, I know everything's gonna work out fine here, but it is still so nerve-wracking. This scene was the most nerve-wracking because I had no idea if Michael Douglas was gonna survive this. It was very stressful. I think because the quantum realm looks so different than, like, regular realm or whatever, I keep getting thrown off that they, like, can easily just breathe in the quantum realm. Like, they don't need, like, some sort of oxygen support. Like, they're good right now.
It took so long.
No. You're here now.
Also, time works differently in the quantum realm, so it could have just maybe felt like a couple hours to her. Or maybe just, like, a couple years.
No one here appears to be sure what this is. It seems it's gotta be 80, 85 feet tall.
She just looked so pleased. It was so cute. So she, like, gained some sort of special ability from being in the quantum realm. That is a superpower she now has. Come on, get happy. We'll make you happy. Good for them.
I wanted to be his partner, but he said he wants you.
Is that so?
That's so cute. What a delightful movie. That is just delightful.
Okay.
So what was his reasoning for going in here at this time? What was the point? Oh, right, this is after Infinity War. I totally just remembered what's gonna happen here. Like, I knew, but, like, it's now, like, setting in what's about to happen here. Oh, he's gathering, like, quantum energy, and they're gonna, like, study it, I guess.
Secured for our
Oh,
new
they're
ghost
helping
friend.
her. That's it. Okay. Here it comes. Oh, God. And there it went. I remember the gasp I had in theaters when this happened because I was not expecting it, but it made so much sense. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. And he's stuck in the quantum realm. The good thing for him, though, is that 5 years that he's stuck only felt like 5 minutes, I think, for him. So, what's this gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be the ant playing the drums, right? And the ant is doing so well. Look at him go. What a talented ant. Amazing. Bravo. Question mark? Oh no! Oh right, didn't all the movies after Infinity War, before Endgame, whenever it'd have the will return, didn't they have a question mark? I mean, the only two were really that one and Captain Marvel. But still, did Captain Marvel have a question mark? I guess we'll see now. Time to move right on into Captain Marvel. Ant-Man and the Wasp. That movie is just so incredibly good. I love it. I think I love it more than Ant-Man just because getting to see Hope in her Wasp suit is so much fun and she's so good at what she does, so it makes it so much more enjoyable than just Scott doing all of the like Ant-Man related stuff. I'm so excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I think is the name. I know they're probably going to be exploring and figuring out more stuff with the quantum realm, and I've heard that Kang from the comics is supposed to be the main villain, and there's a really big theory going on right now that one of the timekeepers in the Loki TV show, or like the head one, is Kang, and that's going to be what then ties Loki to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I also still then really like the theory that maybe the TVA is set in the quantum realm, or located, I mean. I think from how the theory is described online, it makes a lot of sense. Now, keep in mind though, half the theories that were going around about WandaVision, that none of them came true, I also thought were really possible and made complete sense, and I was sure that half of them were gonna happen, and then none of them did. So all of these theories that people are coming up with for Loki could end up not being true at all. By the time you're watching this, or just depending on when you're watching it, you guys may know way more than me. I still have 3 episodes of Loki to go at the time that I'm filming this, but whether there's a Loki tie to the third Ant-Man and the Wasp film or not, I'm still so excited for it because I love Scott and Hope. They both, within this rewatch, have elevated to, I think, some of my top 10 characters. I'll definitely, at the end of this video, give you guys my updated ranking of the movies as well as the characters. I'll give like a before the marathon and after the marathon for both of those rankings, so I'll spend a tiny little bit of time on that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move right along into Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, guys. So when I first watched Captain Marvel, I loved this movie so much. Whenever I was like ranking it in my ranking of the MCU, I was like, #1, best movie, brilliant, amazing. And then after a couple of weeks I thought about it and I was like, okay, that's just kind of the excitement of Brie Larson's Captain Marvel and how excited I was, and I brought it down in ranking, not saying that, oh, I realized it was bad or anything. No, it was just like, oh, I just got a little too excited. Like, it's a great movie. I love Captain Marvel. I love the character. I love Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I love the movie in a lot of ways. But do I think it's one of the best Marvel movies? No, I'd say it's about middle tier-ish. I think the main reason I love it though is because of just Captain Marvel as a character. She is so great. And also it's really interesting getting the Skrull. I believe those are what they're called, that species or whatever, the Skrulls. They're a really, really interesting addition to the MCU, so I loved that, and I also love getting to see the origin of how Nick Fury lost his eye. Without further ado, let's jump right on into Captain Marvel. Bam. Oh, all right. Oh, I forgot this was the first Marvel movie to come out post Stan Lee's death, right? Oh, that's beautiful. How they made the logo be all Stan Lee. Oh my god, the like green blood. Crazy. Picture bleeding green. Or actually, is that her blood? It's surely her blood. She has a nosebleed. Why would the blood be there if that wasn't her blood? That's her blood. Again, my point still stands. Imagine bleeding green. That would actually be kind of cool. It'd be different than usual, you know? Change it up. Instead of bleeding green or bleeding red, have green blood. I forgot the reason why, though, she was bleeding green. I've forgotten a lot about this movie. Again, I forgot to mention, but just like how I've mentioned with literally every other Marvel movie that we've watched together, I've only seen this movie once when I saw it in theaters, so. Can we talk about how this is also the first solo Marvel movie led by a girl, literally in the whole MCU? And this was year 11, and we just now got this. That's just so disappointing.
Anything new?
No.
I remember really being confused about just kind of the timeline of this movie, just like what was going on when. So I'm hoping I understand it more this time around. And I still loved it despite that fact. And I think I understood it by the end, but now since I don't really remember, I'm already like, how did she get here? What even happened? I've already forgotten everything. Okay, yeah, so she has her powers now. Oh, and I guess her powers make her get a nosebleed?
Horrors that you remember and so much that you do not.
Oh, right. Didn't she, like, lose her memories?
It's all
blank.
Yeah, right. So this is, I think, what threw off me and what I think threw off a lot of people when we watched this movie, is I think a lot of us were expecting the more traditional origin story route of we meet her when she's a regular human and whenever before she has her powers, and then we see her get the powers and lead to this point. I think it was then confusing or just threw people off that then, oh no, we're starting kind of halfway in her story. And so we're going to be seeing kind of before and after. We're going to piece everything together. It's a very creative way of storytelling. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of it, but it's like I can see how that was confusing for people. It definitely was for me at first, like just figuring out when was what happening, when each thing was happening and all that. And I also just see how it just like really threw people off because I don't think anyone was expecting that. They didn't allude that that was going to be how they told the story in the trailer or anything. Oh right, what's her name? The one who's gonna be starring in Eternals. She's like in this in a small role, and it was like everyone was so surprised. Her. What's her name? Gemma Chan. Yeah, Gemma Chan is in this in like a, not small role, but like a side role. And so everyone was so shocked to see her then get cast in Eternals. Like, hello? You are already a character within this universe. And not like, oh, back in 2008 she was. Like, no, literally in one of the most recent movies you were in it. And now you're in Eternals too as a completely different character.
Let's open her up.
So then this is in her past. This is when she's a human, right? Yeah.
Higher, further, faster, baby. That's right.
That's such a great line.
Go back even further.
Okay, so now we're going back even further. Oh yeah, this is when she's a kid. McKenna Grace. Y'all, I have not been able to talk about McKenna Grace because she hasn't been in any of the Marvel movies until now. She is a superstar. I would not be surprised if McKenna Grace won her first Academy Award within the next, like, decade. She's incredibly talented, and she just turned 15, like, a couple of weeks ago or whatever. She's so good.
Goose likes you. She doesn't typically take to people.
Goose! Oh, I love Goose. One of the best additions to the MCU. We needed a cat. We need more cats in the MCU.
Focus.
Whoa, burning piano. That was dramatic. Oh my god, that scroll? His eyes? They were like bug eyes. Look at him. Here's one thing that doesn't make too much about her suit to me. The mohawk. Is that her hair? Okay, it is her hair. So her suit makes it so when her helmet goes on, it brings her hair into a mohawk. I guess it's the suit that does it. Okay, I was about to ask, how does she get her hair into that mohawk so easily? Her hair isn't naturally shaped like that. So how does she do it? It's the suit. It's some magic suit power. It puts her hair in a mohawk when it zhoops on. Blockbuster! Y'all, I miss Blockbuster so much. We had a Blockbuster in my town. Last time I remember going to it was maybe when I was like 10. Closed down right around when I was between like 10, 11, or 12-ish. Literally so heartbreaking. I loved going in the Blockbuster. I would rent movies from there, and I would get like little like marshmallow pops that they'd have at the register. Physical like media rental places were one of my favorite places to go to, like between the ages of like 6 and 10. It was so much fun, and I'm so sad that they've gone out of style for the most part. Now they're like, you see them every here and there, mainly kind of like in like comic shops or like record shops, and those are all like considered vintage, and it's so sad. Like, can we bring them back as a popular thing again? Like, where they're everywhere and stuff. At least they're in comic book stores though, like where you can, but you can't even really rent media there. You could just buy it, which isn't the same. But like, at least we still got like comic book and record stores like in big cities and stuff, which then has physical media you can get. I still miss Blockbuster though. I want to go to the one that's left open. Isn't it in like Oregon or something, or maybe Alaska? I don't know. But there's still like one open, like, and it's like the original one, or it's the last one, not the original. But it's the last one left. I want to go to it so bad.
Ever been to C-53?
Once. It's a real shithole.
Gemma Chan is such a big character in this movie. Why did they, like, I think she was a perfect choice for Eternals. I think she's gonna be amazing. But like, did they really not think that far ahead when casting for Captain Marvel that they were gonna then maybe want her for Eternals a couple years later? Is that Agent Coulson? Is that a young Agent Coulson? Oh my god, hello.
Excuse me, miss.
Young Nick Fury. Oh right, and this was another example of de-aging technology. Again, I think they're getting better. Like, it looks way less weird than Tony Stark did in Civil War. He looks pretty good. Another thing that was impressive about this movie is the de-aging that they did on Samuel L. Jackson. It wasn't just for like, oh, one scene, like it was with Tony Stark in Civil War or with like Michael Douglas in the Ant-Man movies, where those are just for a scene or so. Samuel L. Jackson, aww. Aww. I love that little smile that Captain Marvel gave Stan Lee there. Anyways, for Samuel L. Jackson, it's the whole movie. So they did a really good job for having to keep up the technology for the whole movie. So she really went into this area where she could use a library and no one questioned her outfit. That's kind of surprising. Or maybe people did question it and we just didn't see that scene.
Yeah, well, he's no Brad Pitt, sir.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get Brad Pitt in the MCU. It's about time. They've cast so many big stars in the MCU. He's one of the only ones left.
A toast is cut diagonally, I can't eat it.
Why? I need an explanation on that one. Why?
Prove you're not a Skrull. And how is that supposed to prove to me you're not a Skrull?
That's a photon blast.
Skrull couldn't do that.
A Skrull can't do that.
Exactly. Come on, Nick Fury, keep up.
What does your mom call you?
Fury.
What do you call her?
Fury.
What about your kids?
If I have them, they'll call me Fury.
He calls his mom Fury? That is such a smart technique. Like, I love how, I think maybe this could be the first time that that trick has been used in the MCU, but if not, I've seen it in other movies. And I love how film and the entertainment industry has taught me and many others that trick if we were ever to become into that type of situation. Now, I don't think I'm ever gonna need to use that trick, but if so, I know how to do it.
I'll be back.
I would take him with me. I'd be like, all right, come on, buddy. Let's go on an adventure. You're coming with me now. You are my new friend.
But there is a testimonial here from Maria Rambeau. Last person.
Maria Rambeau. I love how so much more important and significant Maria and Monica Rambeau have become because of WandaVision. It makes going back and watching this movie so much more interesting. Goose is here! Yay!
We got a store with.
Oh, Goose! Oh.
Who's a good kitty, huh? Huh, Goose? Yes, that's right. Who's a good kitty? You the good kitty.
Hi, it's official. Goose is the best character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and my all-time favorite. I love Goose more than anything.
Ronan.
The accusers completed their operation, but the greater mission was a failure thanks to your team.
Ronan, he was the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So he's also in this. I love those type of trees so much that you see commonly in like Louisiana. They're so pretty.
It's Auntie Carol.
Oh, it's Monica. I'm so excited for the Marvels, or the Marvels, or whatever, the Captain Marvel, technically, sequel that's gonna include Monica Rambeau and then also Miss Marvel after her TV show. I'm so excited for that. I'm excited to see the dynamic between adult Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel, see what's gonna be happening there.
Oh no.
I just now remembered her name's Carol. They've been calling her Veers for so long. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's her name. When it's like, no, it's Carol. I mean, I guess her name's also Veers from this time, but like, Carol, I can't believe I forgot. I just now realized the shirt she's wearing is a 9 Inch Nails shirt. I've been staring at it for a long time going, Nin. 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 I finally realized it's Nine Inch Nails. It's 9 Inch Nails, right? I'm not just making that up. It's 9 Inch Nails.
What's happening?
It's loading.
The days of having to wait for things to load. I remember that when I was really young. I remember having to wait for things to load.
Your blood. It's blue.
Oh, they're calling it blue. It looked green to me. I guess it's like a bluish green. So that's how she got her powers. Right. It's crazy how she survived that. Like, that does not look, like, easy to stand.
Ever since we resisted Kree rule and they destroyed our planet.
This is where I knew Kree from. Kree were mentioned, I think, in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I was like, Kree, I know that. Where do I know that from? It's from this movie, of course.
We just want a hug.
Such a great twist to this movie that the Skrulls are actually innocent and like good guys ultimately, and the Kree are the not so good ones. The ultimate twist. Maybe not the ultimate twist, but a big twist. That is so cool how she can change the colors of it with, ooh, that one's cool. With like a little pad on her arm, that's awesome. Like, I would change it up every day. That's the one though. That is so cool. Such a great color combination there.
In her notes, she called it the Tesseract.
The Tesseract! I didn't remember the Tesseract being in this movie.
It's cute how hard you try.
Those eyes are very creepy. Very threatening. Oh, this is such a cool shot. I love this. Look at her go. She's so cool. Look at this. Look at this. Look at her. That is so pretty. That's just such a beautiful looking power. How it like just makes her glow like that. It's so cool. Goose ate the Tesseract! Yes, Goose! Oh, Goose is OP. I love Goose. Okay, I was about to say, can she, wait, that helmet doesn't cover her mouth. Can she all of a sudden breathe in space? Has she always been able to breathe in space since having her powers? Like, I knew she could, I guess, in Endgame. I just don't think we've ever established that she doesn't necessarily need oxygen, I guess, or somehow her powers protect her in that way. Oh, that's cool. Gemma Chan in that ship and like us seeing like the perspective of like her flying, that reminds me of Star Wars. Those are some very Star Wars-esque shots here, like with the ship going like that. This is the most Star Wars the MCU has ever gotten. Oh, she is so cool when flying. That is amazing. I think the thing that's been throwing me off this whole movie about the whole Kree thing and about Jude Law's character being a part of the Kree is that he's not blue like the rest of them. And I know that Carol wasn't either, but she was a recruit. We knew they took her in. I can't remember, even though I'm watching this movie right now, did they explain why Jude Law is not blue? Was he also a recruit? Like, years before he was one, and so that's why he felt sympathy in like taking her in and stuff, because like he once was like her being taken in. Like, did they explain that? Did they explain why he's a part of this crew or a part of this Kree Legion or whatever, but he's not Kree? That is just amazing looking. It's just incredible to me how far we've come technologically in the entertainment industry, in movies and TV, that we are able to get something that looks this amazing. Like, what a time to be alive that we are able to see stuff like this. This is just beautiful. Look at her. I wonder how Brie Larson felt watching this at like the world premiere of Captain Marvel. I would feel so cool knowing that that's me. Like, that's just amazing.
Prove to me you can beat me without.
Yes, she's so powerful. I can't get over how good her suit looks. Like, it looks amazing.
That was a close call, huh, Goosey?
Oh.
Those bad guys still in there somewhere. Oh, motherfucking!
And that's how he needs to start wearing an eye patch. See, but then do we see Goose again? Where does Goose go? Who keeps Goose? I don't want that. I don't want this movie to be the end of Goose. I want more Goose. Did Maria and Monica Rambeau keep Goose? Because I feel like if Nick Fury adopted Goose, we would have seen Goose in some of the other movies, possibly. And also, how long do Flurkins live? Same as a cat, or does Goose live for a lot longer? Maybe the Skrulls took Goose. I guess we'll find out, possibly.
Maybe I could fly up and meet you halfway.
Oh, only if you learn to glow like your Auntie Carol.
Oh, I love that foreshadowing. Still no explanation as to who is taking care of Goose. Where is Goose? Is Goose gonna be here with Nick Fury?
I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere.
He does have Goose. He does have Goose. Avenger. Oh, this is so exciting. And it's just making me want to watch Iron Man 1 and then like the Avengers again. I love that tease. I love that tease to the Avenger Initiative. That's a good one. That's good. I wouldn't say it's the best of the origin stories, and it's not one of the best Marvel movies. I'd say it's mid-tier, but I think it's a great addition to the MCU as a whole. I'm just curious as to why we haven't seen more of Goose in the modern day movies now that we know that Goose was staying with Nick Fury. Does he just keep him protected somewhere that none of the other heroes even know about him? Did the Flurgan die? Do Flurgans die after 10 years or whatever? Do they have kind of a lifespan like cats? I need these answers. Or they need to show us Goose again, so I know that Goose is alive and safe and happy. Those are some beautiful credits. Ooh, look at that. Look at that title. That is beautiful. The font and the lettering, the colors, the metallic red, beautiful. What's going on here? Oh, right. So now the snap has happened. We'll get there. We'll get there. One more movie and we'll be at caught up-ish. Then we'll be to Infinity War. Oh my god. And Nat with blonde hair.
Reboot it. Send the signal again.
I have many thoughts over Bearded Steve. We will get to that when we get to Infinity War.
Where's Fury?
Oh my god. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, that's so exciting. That's just making me so excited to watch Endgame. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's gonna be a Goose end credit scene. I can just tell. Goose! Oh, Goose is gonna throw up the Tesseract, right? Or something. Oh, the sound of a cat like gagging and about to throw up always stresses me out. Like, I know it's a natural thing cats do, but it still stresses me out. I feel like it hurts them. But anyways, love that for Goose. Thank you for providing the Tesseract. That was Captain Marvel. That is a fun one. I think I'm gonna be way more excited for the Marvels. I think it's the Marvels. I'm way more excited for that than Captain Marvel because it's like we already have our origin story established, and now we also have a superpowered Monica Rambeau, and then we're gonna get Miss Marvel or Kamala Khan, I think is her name. I know her first name's Kamala, but by the point that the Marvels comes out, I'm pretty sure we'll have her show, Miss Marvel, and I'm really excited for that. She may become one of my new favorite characters, who knows, but then we'll have all three of them together doing who knows what. It'll be maybe something around Skrulls, possibly, just because that's all connected with Carol's story and all that. But yeah, I just love how a lot of these movies, especially the Phase 3 ones, they already have something that I have here to look forward to, like Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 Quantumania, the Marvels, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Spider-Man No Way Home. We haven't even talked about that yet. I'll talk about that more whenever we watch Spider-Man Far From Home. And there's even the Captain America 4 movie that's gonna be coming out. It's like there's so much to look forward to, even after this whole Infinity Saga wrapped up. It's like, no, they're not slowing down. We have so many more stories to tell. We have so much more to do, and I just love that. It's like, keep going. I'm never gonna get tired of it. I did not feel burnt out whenever like Endgame came out and all that stuff, and then especially the drought we had after Spider-Man Far From Home before WandaVision came out. I think it was a little over a year or something like that. I don't remember the exact time frame, how long it was between the two, but I was dying for something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now since WandaVision has come out, then we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then we got Loki, and now we're about to get Black Widow, and then we're gonna get Shang-Chi, and then we're gonna get Eternals, and then we're gonna get Spider-Man No Way Home, and I don't know if I got that order right of when they're all coming out, but like we are getting so much and I'm just so excited. I cannot get enough. I just love all of it. Just give me all of the content. Oh, and also What If? The What If animated series. I'm so excited about that. And then also there's the Hawkeye show, and then there's the Miss Marvel show, and then there's the She-Hulk show, and then there's another show that Emilia Clarke is gonna be in, and I don't remember what that one is. Secret Invasion, I think? That's gonna be a show, right? It'll be a show. And then there's the Blade movie. There's eventually gonna be the Fantastic Four movie. There's just so much. And I'm so excited. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, there's just so much. I'm just, literally, I can keep naming things. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Thor, Love and Thunder, I already mentioned that one before, but there'll probably be also a Loki season 2, maybe season 3, just from the speculations I've heard, from how I've heard people talking about it. That's probably gonna be a thing. So like, there's just so much, and it's like, hi, Marvel, Kevin Feige, if you're watching, don't stop. You're doing great. Keep going the route you're going, because I'm loving it. Anyways, next we're watching Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes, that movie's technically the last of the movies to come out after Endgame. We're watching it now. So, you know, there's not too much to do with the snap and to do with Tony Stark being there. We'll just pretend Tony Stark's on vacation. Snap hasn't happened yet, it's fine. I really enjoy this movie. I would say that I prefer Spider-Man Homecoming, but I love Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. I think he's a fantastic Mysterio, and I love how we get way more of a focus on MJ now that the girl from Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm blanking on her name, but Peter's love interest in that one, now that she's gone, you know, she moved after Homecoming. And then I think also, they may have mentioned this in the movie, but this also could have been something that people were just maybe speculating about online, that she wasn't one of the ones that was snapped, so she grew that 5 years and now she's like college age or whatever, you know? So she's completely out of the picture, so now we get to focus on MJ and Peter's relationship, and that's very exciting for me. So I'll see you guys when I watch Spider-Man Far From Home. Okay guys, it is time for Spider-Man Far From Home. So I actually have a little bit of an interesting background with this movie. At the time that this movie came out, I was actually working at the outdoor theater where I live during the summer. I worked there for 2 summers, in summer of 2018 and 2019. And it's actually the same outdoor theater that I initially saw Iron Man in, that I saw The Incredible Hulk in, that I saw Iron Man 3, I believe in. I also saw Guardians of the Galaxy there. I saw Ant-Man there. I've seen a good amount of the Marvel movies at this theater, so it was really cool that I was able to work there when this Marvel movie came out. But since it's an outdoor theater, it's one screen, people sit in chairs, and the concessions is at the very back, so all of the audience was in front of us, therefore the screen was in front of us. So I could watch the movie. Like, I watched the movie every night. Now, because I'm not one to rewatch movies a bunch, I didn't typically like pay attention to the movie, even though it was right there in front of me with like a glass sliding screen or whatever that I'd opened to help customers or whatever. I would usually just, you know, talk with the others who were working with me, or I would look at my phone, something like that. I wouldn't typically watch the movie, but it was loud. It was on a big screen, so I could hear it. I'd look up and it was just in the background every single time I worked, and it was there for 2 weekends, and I worked like 3 or 4 of those days or something, maybe 3. So it was there in the background for a good amount of time during those first initial weeks of it being released. And I would also look up and open the door and watch my favorite parts in the movie and stuff like that. So kind of out of all of the Marvel movies, this is the one that I've like been around and seen in theaters the most. And I'm very well familiar with it, with the plot. Love Jake Gyllenhaal. It's very fun. This is a very fun one. It's not one of my favorites. I think I did, just because out of excitement when it initially came out, I did rank it as one of my all-time favorites in the MCU. And then like how it was with me and Captain Marvel, after a couple of weeks of really thinking about the movie, I was like, okay, is this one of my top MCU movies? No, it's like mid-tier for me. It's really fun. It's delightful. I love anything with Tom Holland as Peter Parker in it. He's just one of the best MCU characters, in my opinion, and one of my favorites. Is this movie better than Spider-Man Homecoming for me? No. Spider-Man Homecoming I prefer, but this one is still so great. So without further ado, let's get right on into Spider-Man Far From Home. I talk about how this is one of the movies I've seen the most, and yet I don't remember this opening scene at all. Oh wait, no! This is Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Now I remember this scene. That is epic. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's suit and his little fish dome. I don't know if that's what he would call that, his little thing, space dome. Also the biggest twist of this movie, of how they made it seem like Jake Gyllenhaal's character was a good guy and then he ended up being a bad guy, even though I knew that going in because everyone on Twitter was talking about, oh, in the comics, he's a villain. It's like, okay, thank you. Well, now I guess I know the big twist of the movie, but it's okay. Oh yeah, the Tony Stark memoriam. It's so cute. It's like a little PowerPoint. It's the literal PowerPoint. It's so cute. I love how the in memoriam was like in lowercase. That's hilarious. Oh, also Captain America. Also Natasha. I forgot they were included too. Oh, and Vision. Oh, it's literally just all of them. Okay. But especially Tony Stark, man. He's the real, they're all heroes. But, you know, he was the one who kind of did the deed that fixed everything. We'll get to that. I don't want to talk too much about Endgame in this. I kind of want to just focus on this story, but we'll get there.
Over 5 years ago, half of all life in the universe, including our own Midtown High, was wiped.
I loved how they showed this. I love seeing the actually what happened in the snap, and then like the returning snap or the blip.
And even though we had blipped away halfway through the school year and had already taken midterms, the school made us start the whole year over from the beginning.
It's totally unfair.
I just now understood what she meant by, even though they blipped after midterms, they had to start the whole year over. That makes sense, again, season-wise. I'm guessing that means the blip happened, or the snap, like, happened, I don't know, January, maybe, February, anytime after midterms. And then I'm guessing they all came back roughly around August to September-ish. So, like, yeah, we're not going to start halfway, what would be happening halfway through the year in September. That's just kind of confusing. Like, it makes sense. I get how it is unfair. I would definitely be angry if that happened to me. Like, I would be. Like, if I was one of the ones who came back from the snap, just then figure out that the whole, let's say I was in like my junior year of high school, if I was halfway through my junior year when I got snapped, and then when I came back, I figure out that I have to redo the first like 4 to 5-ish months or whatever of curriculum for my junior year that I had already done before. And especially because for the people who got snapped, it didn't feel like 5 years to them. I don't remember how long it felt, but like literally maybe just like 5 minutes or something like that, or maybe, I don't know, like a nap. I can't really remember how it was described by Peter Parker. So for them, it's not like, oh, it's been a while since I've done this curriculum, it'll be kind of a refresher after all this time. No, it literally could have just been like, oh, they had just taken their midterm an hour ago, and now they're learning they're gonna have to take it again in like 5 months or whatever. So that isn't as bad with the midterm, but it's like they're having to relearn all the information they just felt like they learned in the past couple of months, and they're gonna have to do it again. I guess for some of it, especially if the teachers just give them the same exact homework again, it may be kind of easy-ish for them, at least for the really smart ones who just remembered kind of what they'd been taught and stuff like that, or maybe remembered the answers to specific homework assignments they'd already done. Anyways, long rant over that, but I don't think I caught that the first time I watched this, her talking about that part. That totally went in one ear and out the other. So interesting to think about that factor of things for school kids now.
4. When we go to Paris, I'm gonna take her to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
I love how we just jump straight into Peter Parker having a crush on MJ. It's like, we don't need to see any development. It's like, no, he has the crush, we're going there.
Thank you, Miss Parker, for having me. And thank you guys for having me.
He sounds so young. It's like, how old do people expect Spider-Man to be? Because there, he sounds like a teenager.
I mean, not the amount, the size. The amount's nice.
It is really weird watching this before watching Endgame, not gonna lie. Like, Spider-Man's in his new suit. that he gets in Infinity War. I'll talk about that suit when we watch Infinity War and my thoughts on it. But it'll get less about Endgame and the effects of the snap once we get into Europe. As of right now, it's just like, this is strange. Like, I've watched everything in order, and Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't feel too weird watching them out of order, because one took place in the 90s and one took place right before Infinity War anyways. But this one, taking fully on 5 years later after what I'm about to watch, it's just odd.
I promise you, I'll call it. After my trip.
Oh my god, when I first saw that in theaters, I thought when he initially went behind the first black curtain, I thought he was walking out onto the stage without his helmet on, or not helmet, but without his mask on. I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, put your mask on, put your mask on. And then I was like, oh, there's another curtain he's gonna go through.
What is it like to take over from Tony Stark?
There's some big shoes to fill.
This is such an interesting development with Peter Parker, how in his first movie he wanted nothing more but to be an adventurer and to take on big cases, in a sense, not cases, but like big missions and stuff like that. He wanted to do the big stuff. He didn't want to just do the neighborhood stuff. And here he is now, after he's done a bunch of big stuff, that big thing he did in Homecoming and then Infinity War and Endgame, and he's like, can we just talk about neighborhood stuff? He just wants to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He doesn't want to take on any big bad after all that he's been through. And he's only like, what, 16 years old? Maybe close to 17?
You know what? You should pack your suit just in case.
That is really smart. Like, you never know what could happen. It's like bringing an umbrella just in case it's gonna rain. You should bring your suit in case you get into danger or someone around you gets into danger. You've learned by now this world is full of bad people.
Classic MJ, right?
He was alive and everything while MJ was blipped. They know MJ more than he does. Who is he to say classic MJ? You literally used to just be like 12 or something.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
What about our plan? American bachelors in Europe.
That was his plan. That was never his plan. His plan was to watch movies with MJ on the plane. Did you forget that?
Did I tell you how my wife pretended to blip out?
Pretended?
Turns out she ran off with a guy in her hiking group. We had a fake funeral for her and everything. Well, the funeral was real.
Oh my god. I would love, like, a quick TV show, like something like 20 to 30 minutes per episode, just exploring random crazy things that happened because of the snap, things that happened during it, things that happened after the 5 years when it all got fixed. Just random stuff in normal people's lives, but like crazy stuff, not like boring stuff, but like crazy things like that, like someone faking being blipped and them having a fake funeral only to discover that then she's still alive, like stuff like that. I think that'd be entertaining, like a couple episodes of that'd be fun. Where did MJ go? Didn't she need to go to the bathroom? Why did she give up her spot in line?
And that boy met a woman, a very strong and powerful woman, and now that boy's a man.
The difference 8 hours can make.
That must be the concierge.
This is trash.
What's up, Flash Mob? How you guys doing?
Flash Mob, you know, that's actually a pretty catchy, like, viewership group name for Flash. Flash Mob. Pretty smart, not gonna lie. He's gonna drop it. He's gonna drop it. That is so sad. Now, how would you think your spider web would defeat a huge body of water like that? Webs don't really work well with water. That is so cool. His suit design and everything, so cool. How can he see through the fishbowl with all the, like, mist? How can he see through that?
You know, being a man of science, witches.
Yep, makes complete sense.
I'm sorry, I'm working real hard here. I gotta do it.
I love how after the Iron Man trilogy ended, Iron Man formed this close relationship with Peter Parker, and Happy Hogan just shifted over after the end of the Iron Man trilogy now into the Spider-Man trilogy. It fits so well given the relationship between the two main characters. It's not like Happy Hogan randomly went to the Thor trilogy whenever he doesn't have really any connection, and Iron Man didn't have like a close as close of a connection as he did with Peter Parker. It makes sense. It's a very fluid transition.
No intel, no team, and a high school kid is dodging my calls.
I love how pressed Nick Fury is. It's so funny.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
I remember right around when this movie was coming out, there was a big debate on who was going to be like the next Tony Stark or the next leader of the Avengers. And a lot of people were thinking it would make sense because Peter Parker had such a close connection with Tony Stark. It would probably be him. I think he's still too young. I could see it being a combination of Falcon, now as Captain America, and Doctor Strange even. Possibly also Wanda, after she gets her stuff figured out. When there's a need to group up again, I could see her along with Sam and Doctor Strange kind of leading the pack. I could see maybe, possibly, after the events of No Way Home, maybe Peter Parker could be ready, but I have no idea what's going to happen in No Way Home, and if he's going to be in any movies after that. I sure hope he is. It's just I don't know much of what's happening with the whole Sony Marvel deal, so.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse? Because I thought that was just theoretical. I mean...
I totally forgot this film covered multiverse type stuff. Like, I know Jake Gyllenhaal's character actually isn't from the multiverse. Like, it's a lie. He used to work for Tony Stark, but, like, still, we love a mention of the multiverse.
They first materialized on my Earth many years ago.
Jake Gyllenhaal looks fantastic in this movie. Just how they have his hair styled, and then the beard, plus his suit. So great.
It's the one that took my family.
That's a really good story. He's doing really well with convincing them there.
Mr. Fury, this all seems like big time, you know, huge superhero kind of stuff.
You've already done big time, huge superhero stuff.
I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
Exactly. One fire monster is nothing compared to what you've dealt with already.
Doctor Strange.
Unavailable.
Captain Marvel.
Don't invoke her name.
Don't invoke her name. I love that. I love that. So wait, why is Doctor Strange unavailable? Like, I know it's not too important. Everything's fine in this movie, but like, what was he doing? What was he busy with?
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all are literally right next to each other. That's where a relationship kind of gets to be insane, where you're texting miss you when you're sitting right next to each other. What?
Target is Brad Davis. Initiating strike.
Initiating what now?
Intercept point determined. Releasing kill vehicle.
Edith.
Like, that is very efficient technology, but like, how did he not understand what target meant? What else would target mean except to strike, to injure, or kill? Hello?
And then that Mr. Beck and I will...
My name is Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal is so great in this movie. I don't think he's gonna be in any other Marvel movies, but like, that's kind of disappointing because I really just like him being in the franchise. But I don't see how Mysterio could like be in another one. And I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal would do another one anyways. He's kind of a like one and done Marvel movie type of guy, I feel like.
You guys do have sarcasm on this Earth, right?
Do you have any idea how much opera tickets cost?
No, because none of us have ever wanted to go to the opera.
I want to go to the opera. Over the festival, though, I would rather go to that festival, but on like any other night that the festival isn't happening, sure, let's go to the opera. That would be fun. I can't get over how cool that looks. That is just so cool.
Maybe Stark was wrong. Was he? The choice is yours.
Can you just like let him graduate high school? At least let him do that. You can wait literally just another couple years. Then if he wants to, then he'll join and he won't have the obligations of high school.
I don't want to try him out.
Come on.
Mysterio is so good at this act. Like, this has been his plan the whole time, and he's perfect at just not seeming like who he really is. Like, it's so great.
He renamed my life's work Barf.
Such a twist there. Like, I knew he was gonna be the villain, but like, oh wow, he was connected to Tony Stark. He was there during Civil War. Like, obviously Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't really there, but like, they made it seem like he was there.
With a box of scraps!
And then he's here. Such a twist.
The story you created of a soldier from another Earth named Quentin fighting space monsters in Europe is totally ridiculous and apparently exactly the kind of thing people will believe right now.
In a time like this, after Thanos, after the Battle of New York, honestly, I'd believe anything. Anything could happen at this point. Mysterio. That's one thing that I'm still kind of confused about as of like right now is if Mysterio was a part of the projections, where did like the real him go? Like, how does real him in the suit factor in with the projection him?
Right, fly, fly, fly.
Like we see during the fire battle, we see him take off his helmet and talk to Peter. So where does he combine with his projections?
Right, well done. Make sure every drone is weapons hot. We need maximum damage.
See, but why are we also doing more stuff with the elementals? Like, literally, you already have fabricated the story that now all of the elementals are defeated. What is going to be the cover story for an elemental coming back?
It's Beck. He's here.
What? Hill?
This is when the game changed in this movie, at the realization that literally anything and anyone could be fake or fabricated by Mysterio's drones. Like, that's just terrifying. This whole scene with all these illusions is so epically done. Like, look at that. This is something kind of like out of Doctor Strange. Kind of. Not as crazy with, like, buildings changing and moving like that, but just how Mysterio did that and fabricated all that for Spider-Man is just so alarming and, like, disarming in a way. Like, look at this. Look at that, man. That is crazy. Just imagine. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's so creepy. That's so well done. Oh my god. That is straight up out of a horror movie. This whole scene is just brilliant. It's so good.
I know you told someone, so just tell me,
okay,
who did you tell?
Don't trust it.
Who else did you
Don't
tell?
trust it. Don't trust it.
But that's it.
Yep.
What?
Yep. I love this field here with all these flowers. It's so pretty.
Don't tell me to relax, Happy. How can I relax when I messed up so bad? I trusted Beck, right?
Tom Holland is so great here. This is so, he's so good.
The one thing that he did that he didn't second guess was picking you.
Now, what is your password?
Password, the word spelled out.
Happy would be the type of guy to have password as his password.
No.
The way that he sees Tony Stark and Peter right now.
What?
I'm about to cry.
You take care of the suit. I'll take care of the music.
Oh, I love Led Zeppelin.
It's not even Endgame and I'm crying already. Oh no. The way that they're playing Tony Stark's song and then they completely recreate that scene in one of the Iron Man movies, I don't remember which one, where Tony does that same thing with like the blue holographic stuff where it's like over him and it's like the design of his suit or whatever on his arm, and the way that they recreated that with Peter and then showing Happy like totally seeing Tony and Peter. I did not expect to cry. That has never made me cry any other time I've watched that scene. This time it did. And we're not even to Infinity War and Endgame yet. Get ready. Also, I forgot to mention, I love how he mistakes AC/DC for Led Zeppelin. That is totally relatable to my generation. Honestly, I would do the same. It took me a little bit to remember AC/DC is Back to Black. Whenever he initially said Led Zeppelin when I first saw that in theaters, I was like, yeah, he's right. until I then remembered a little later than that.
Okay, people, no Avengers coming. We're good to go.
See, okay, so apparently it's always a projection, I guess, but then there's that one part at the Ferris wheel where he like undoes the mask or the helmet, or like it unmists, and it's him. So like, how did they do that? Was he able to get his face with him talking on the projection?
The wizards are back! Oh my god, get out the
You know, I would be really concerned if I were those teachers and the kids at this point, where it's like, how is it that every city we are in is the one that gets attacked? Are they following us? Why is this not happening in any other city right now? Why is it always where we are, right next to us?
It's drawing energy from the Earth's core.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Yes, Nick Fury. Thank God he's catching on. Oh, he really tried to throw it like Captain America. Oh, this scene is so good. This is amazing here. It's so trippy. They did such a great job.
You do deserve that.
That would be so terrifying. Oh my god, that's so many drones. Oh, look at them. They're literally everywhere. I would have such trust issues after that for a little bit, just like out of trauma. That would be so traumatizing to not know what to believe.
Okay, I should.
One thing I love about that is they don't make it like the typical kiss between a love interest in a superhero movie, where they usually like have epic music and they try and make it the prettiest thing in the world or the most epic thing in the world, and that was literally so awkward and just so sweet because they're both children and it's adorable. I love the shots of Spider-Man like swinging through the New York City buildings. It's so classic, like such classic Spider-Man.
You're gonna love this.
This is so cute. I love this. Oh, that would be so fun. Except that almost falling would not be fun. I was about to be like, I don't remember what the end credit scene was. Now I do. I remember now.
Oh, well, I should probably get out of here.
Be safe.
So that was it. That was the date. It was just her getting to experience swinging around. Honestly, me, I would do that too. I would want to try it.
Spider-Man attacked me for some reason.
The biggest twist here with this mid-credit scene.
On the controversial news website, thedailybugle.net.
There you have
J. Jonah Jameson is back. This is so crazy. Like, I didn't grow up with the movies he was in, so it wasn't as like a, oh my god, this is the best thing in the world to me, but it was such a shock seeing this. I was so excited. I love J.K. Simmons so much, and I'm so excited that this means that we're probably gonna see him in No Way Home. Like, that's so exciting.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
The biggest twist. His identity is out there, y'all. It's so crazy. I'm so excited to see how this huge reveal is handled in No Way Home. I think from what I've heard, there's supposed to be like a court scene or something, which I don't know how we would get to Peter Parker being in court or standing trial. I don't know how exactly we'd get there, but I've heard that there's the rumor, it's a rumor, it's a theory that he is going to need a lawyer, and guess who's in New York City and is a lawyer and there to help? Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. And so there's a lot of people saying that that's not gonna happen, but I think from what I've heard, it could be plausible, and I would just love if it would happen. And don't even get me started on the theory that because the multiverse is all opening up, there's going to be Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. 100% believe it. 110%. We are literally getting some of the exact villains from their movies, actors and all. Like the one played by Jamie Foxx, Electro, I believe he's from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. I mentioned, I believe it was in my phase 2 video, maybe phase 3 part 1, I don't remember, but I have mentioned that I have not seen the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies yet. I'm getting there. I'm going to watch them very, very soon. So I believe Jamie Foxx's villain is in one of those, but he's literally, it was announced that he is going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. So why would you bring villains from the literal other canon Spider-Man movies and not bring in their Spider-Mans? Like, it'd be like, oh, okay, cool, that's fun, that's cool, but the really satisfying thing would be seeing all 3 of the Spider-Mans together. So like, you know that that's what their plan is, you know that that's what's gonna happen, and then like they had the Spider-Man actors like lie about it and say, no, that's not happening, that'd be cool, but it's not happening. And then there are some people that are like, oh, I guess it's not happening, and it's like, you know there's a thing called lying, right? They're not just going to answer Jimmy Fallon or James Corden when they ask over a year from when the movie comes out. They're not gonna go, oh yeah, it was really fun working with Tobey Maguire. You know they're not gonna do that. They'll get fired. But then they can't say, I'm not answering that, it's not a yes or it's not a no, no comment, because then that's obviously also a yes. Literally the only thing they can say is no. Especially with this type of reveal, having all 3 Spider-Mans together in one movie would be one of the biggest things in superhero history. Like, we've never had something like that. We've never had multiple iterations of the same hero in one movie, and it actually makes sense. And with the multiverse, it actually will make sense. It won't just be, oh, some fan service fun type thing that literally makes no sense within the context of the story. No, it'll make sense. Like, it'll actually make perfect sense why they're all 3 together, and it'll be, if it's how it is in my mind, it's gonna be such a fantastic, awesome story. And they're not just gonna reveal that to a talk show host. I'm sorry, but anyone who believes them there, it's like, don't believe them, they're lying. They are lying. They're not gonna bring Jamie Foxx in, and one of the villains, I don't remember which one, but one of the villains, I think, from the Tobey Maguire movies, they're not gonna do that and then not bring in their Spider-Mans. I'm sorry. So that about wraps it up for Spider-Man Far From Home. Such a fun movie. I am the most excited for No Way Home, just because I'm ready to see all 3 Spider-Mans together. And I'm ready to see, apparently, there's also like the loosest theory that maybe Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone will be back as Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. That I'm a little less convinced, because like, it wouldn't make sense to bring in the Spider-Man villains and not bring in the other Spider-Men. Like that, it feels like they need to all be going together. But the other love interests, I can see them being like, next, not this time, just because there's gonna be no time. This movie's gonna be so full, but I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Like, catch me freaking out actually getting to see Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane again with like Zendaya's MJ. That would be iconic. I don't think it's gonna happen. That's less likely to me, but you know, it's not impossible. Anything's possible now. So now we're moving into Infinity War, y'all.